Alright, so I think we're ready to move on to the final showing. Are
You
you
mean
ready?
the GS games?
So do you want to explain what happened and why? And yeah, I'll get stuff out. So this is Canada versus GS Valhalla Plus.
I so what was happening was GS was going to play against Team Canada. Only GS who could play from his team rounded up a few other players who could play together with GS, and so on, and they shaped and together to against Team Canada. Until GS's mic never worked. Fun
So,
playing this.
so was GS Valhalla streaming?
Yeah, he is streaming.
He was streaming then. So you can see his stream to see the full chaos, right?
Chaos.
Of this lineup matchup.
What I say about this matchup?
Yeah.
Um,
Because
well,
disclaimer, you were playing on the GS Valhalla side, right?
was playing on the SPL side. I thought you were asking a different thing. Well, we were playing a very, 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 very interesting list, and this I have no idea. You will see what it's about. I think Steph has a here, but I think we have some countermeasures for his list as well. As long as Steph can find the turn one play, of course.
But yeah, Steph is representing Team Canada and Xate Ora is representing GS Valhalla plus French Nation. So
Beautiful Finnish pronunciation of Chate's name there.
Xate, Xatea Ora, 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 Rora.
Vietnamese, I think. So who knows how to pronounce it?
Klose Enau. Seems like Ilena. Seems like a token list, but still like Ilena hasn't really been crowd favorite, I guess.
I think she could have played any aspect cards there. She couldn't. She couldn't take two tiles. She can only do that with gravity well.
Yeah.
I have honestly never played with walls in my entire life, so I have no idea how they work. No, they go away when you dispel them.
I think I once played walls, and then I got confused when I couldn't take the double mana tiles like everybody else was doing, and then I was like, but I only play Vetruvian, why am I playing walls? And it's really weird. And there's like bacon on the board, and why are we playing bacon?
It's 1,000 IQ list. You see, we counter the bone shell barriers by playing bacons.
That's super fair.
We're like debating the next play here. Double bacon.
Wow.
Because them being stunned doesn't matter when they just return to your hand. Obviously, what Steph should do here is she should transform one of them into a fox.
Or Ursa Plump.
Absolutely, then she can get a free trade. That's the play. But I think you just blocked out a 3-drop here, your choice, or you're choosing. Gravity well up.
Doesn't really matter with this game. I think you just want to get those bacon off the board. You want to get rid of the bacon. You're playing against Songhai. Come on, get rid of the bacon.
I don't think it's really worth it. Played against a Wanderlist that was making, in Multi League, that was making use of these Tusk Boars very freely. Boar and then return to their hand, but another Tusk Boar, and I was like, I'm fine with this because you're, wasting your turn not developing anything on board. So I think you can reason the same here as Steph, but obviously they're killing off your tokens, so that's also a bad thing. Placing the Sentinel carefully here.
If you get rid of the pagan, they have 2 pagan cards in their hand.
That's true, but you can only go so far by passing your turns. They're rather frail. Used to be 3/3s or something.
You mean the task force? I mean, pagan used to be like broken. It was like 4/3 or something.
Wait till I tell you about Saberspine Tigers then.
Let me tell you about lasers.
I think this was calculated, actually. I think we had an answer for this. Like, this game was such a mess. I have no idea what we were doing. Showed up with a list and say, hey, I think we should play this one. Here we see how broken the pandas are. Or the task force.
I mean, if I had known there had been like bacon on the list, I probably would have prepared a bit differently.
You're not playing a list with a lot of things, so Steph doesn't have too much options in clearing them off. There's your Maw. Which is an unusual choice in Shidai.
Absolutely. My question is like, why aren't you blocking off the walk to the mana tile?
Well, essentially, we clear off the 1/3 by doing that, I guess. Like, we can't give him 4/4 or her. It's actually her this time around. We couldn't give her 4/4 flying dudes every turn. Risky in the long run. And as Downwerber is saying, she played around that, knowing that we might have had the boar, or we had another boar with another boar into some kind of paying or buff. Steph also makes a good positioning here where she blocks off her Maw from actually dealing damage with the Cron.
Yeah.
Slightly lucky spawn, one should say. That's the Mocklin of the Frenzy. The Spirited Prisoner.
OPS.
OPS, am I right?
Yeah.
But it's actually really bad in the long. It's actually really bad in the long run because it counts as a token. Because the panda's gonna get really big if Oakenheart comes down. No, not Oakenheart. Nemeton.
Memeton.
Nemeton. For it this turn or not. I guess we didn't, like for the boar thing. Steph, here you have a pretty good play. You just play the Disciple, and then you can play a Circulus, and the Zertu can body block quite well. You can flash free one, which gives you a Circulus in hand and gives you a 5/5 cleaner.
Seems like that's gonna be the play here.
I can even backline it.
And get all of the stuff on the board.
Unfortunately, we do happen to have an answer for a 1/1. As it seems to be.
Are you saying Coast Lightning?
And now I was thinking of the pigs that we played a couple of turns earlier.
Yeah. But you can play the Disciple in front of the Circulus and then the pig doesn't reach.
Trying to like force us to choose between going after a face and cleaning off for tokens, which I think is a good choice. So the circle is she's not super concerned about her hand size. Well, 1/3 circle stays. We can have Vanner decks to Vanner just had illusions in hand. I'm not even sure this list ran Miss Dragon Seal.
Did you just drag up this list from somewhere?
This list? No, this was Chate's suggestion. Tell you what the essential idea of it is when we get a little bit longer into the game. It's just as dumb as one might think it is, but it's pretty fun.
I mean, this is the first song list I hear that doesn't run Mist Dragon Seal.
I don't think the 8 gates of the mantra lists ran that before, but I get your point.
Well, if they have any minions.
That crispy 5 face damage.
The casual, I'm clearing the board.
Yeah, this low damage. The Frostbow Nog at 4, did you?
I did not expect that.
Essentially, the idea of this list is you have a bunch of 2 mana pains, like Naga and Maw, and then you turn all of your opponent's things into pandas. Is the essential idea of this list. Like Nagas and such. Task Boars for some reason, even though they can't trade into.
So you mirror him the Nagas, right?
I don't even mirror the Nagas. I mirror him in this list actually.
I actually saw a list that like had Nagas and mirrorings and Mars, and they were just mirroring.
Stand. I actually think there were mirrors in this list, if I'm not mistaken. Maw is frozen in place for one more turn. This is flawless deck building. Cheta Aurora has returned to Duelyst from being in slumber for a long time and brings his panda killing deck to fruition. Steph is actually doing a very good job here with dealing face damage to us. Like that 5/5 is nothing to scoff at. We're going down to 9 next turn. Which puts us almost into Glacial Fissure range.
Yeah. I mean, the Canada has been a really strong team. A lot of strong players there. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, there was actually twin strikes in this list, so we can draw off the pandas, the pados, or whatever they're called.
You actually have good cards in your list.
We were just like saying, oh, we need to double strike here just so we can clean up the board. Yeah. Lo and behold, our mighty board with a stunned 2/1. We did how much health for this board state? 12? Seems worth it in the long run. And there's 6 cards, of course.
But you still have the Dusk in your hand, right? So the bacon.
We
is still
do.
on.
We may have replaced 1 or 2. It's there. Even an argument for just going face here.
As the theory.
As healing or.
Yeah.
I think this list actually had any healing, so any damage we took was permanent.
Yeah, Fight Aspect really. It used to be like the 1 or aggro card back in the day before they nerfed it at some point.
A 4 mana gain 3 attack and give you a 3/3 seems pretty good.
Yeah.
So She actually gave us a pretty okay turn here where we can clean off the Disciple and play Boar stuff. But we are, in fact, dead.
Yeah, yeah. But still, like, what?
Yeah, we get to a very interesting point in a couple of turns here, which I forgot about. Particularly yelled at Shade to make a particular play. I'm sure Mr. Mana will recall this. Played this game with me and Shade and company.
I'm expecting to mirror him here. I have high expectations.
I'm not sure what.
You did not just triple bacon your list.
We did indeed. We got Panda. Really sure why this list actually runs Shidai over Riva or Kalios. I honestly don't even think there's a reason for it. It just plays it for the sake of it.
Well, I guess like the Bella flurries can actually be useful sometimes if you're not playing any other spells.
Steph is considering replacing the Tigers here, but you can actually clear board with the Tigers as it stands, or at least clean off two of them and stun the other.
I think she really wants to play the Grandmaster here.
You stun the 2/2, take out the 2/3.
Yeah. You don't even need to stun anything. Just play the Empire.
Oh, but you stun. Oh no, you can't stun because once again, the mana does exist.
Mr. Mana, why are you here?
Mr. Mana is ice. Did you just replace Embla? What the?
This is Canada level play.
This is a Sivan kind of play. She plays for tempo. She can't play 8 mana cards at this point. That's too tempo slow. I'm fully behind this decision from Steph Dawnhard and team. Oh, but she just goes for the clear here, which is completely fine.
Yeah, it's very unlikely you guys are actually gonna do anything with your...
I think you're heavily underestimating this team's capacity of turning this game around. We may not have board or health or anything in particular, but I think we have something going for us here.
You mean like the heart of the cards?
Yeah, we have ways of turning things into pandas.
Jukebox, that's a very good question. I don't...
I'm assuming...
Yeah.
Okay, I can answer that question. What was happening here was I was telling Chait to play the... gonna play a Naga next turn, or this turn. I was telling him he should play the Naga in front of the Maw, but he was gonna play it beneath or in front of the General, essentially below the 3/3. Remove the 0/2, but he was more eyeing on removing the wall. And I suggested we just body block with the Tusk War.
Makes sense because you have like 5 of them.
No, provided that the last 2 cards isn't Ice Shadow Gauntlet in Aspect of the Bear. Exact 2 cards. Stephanie hit lethal. No, Jukebox, the reason I don't think they played Embla was because they wanted to clean off the board with the Tigers, and then they just replaced Embla in case they could find something better. Chait was right, but I ordered this play, but ordered it under the assumption that they did not have the exact 2 cards for lethal.
So how do you feel about this play now?
I mean, it was incorrect, but it was correct at the time. Because his play loses you the panda, mine lets you keep it. Yeah, we lost the game because of my play, but it was right. But
I have to say, Jukebox, that I agree with you. I don't really understand the Empla play to place, because why care about the board? But I'm not very good at this game, so.
I think they were kind of giving up the notion of being able to get trial down. I think they were just, oh, who's this fella? I think they were just more interested in damage, and I have played a lot of games. I must warn you that you will have to scroll.
It's so... Okay. Okay, it's okay.
Why losing with Abyssian? I cannot understand.
How does that happen? I think this is the game.
Well, I think that was the second game or the first one. I can't recall quite.
This will be the second game.
Was the second game? Okay. A beautiful, beautiful hand.
Alright, so we have Stoicrooster representing, I'm not sure what, but...
Yes, Palhala.
Palhala. I like that.
It was Mr. Mana's idea. I knew pretty much exactly what River was playing in this matchup, so I replaced and picked stick accordingly. I got really, really lucky in this opening hand, getting a 3-drop and a 1-drop and a 5-drop. 2 5-drops, actually. You could just replace either Blades or Paragon here to look for 4-drops and 6-drops and 7-drops.
I'm not sure how you guess that people are playing Mirroring Tusk for Naga.
I knew exactly what. I think you have no idea what we were playing, Poncho.
River playing the Ooze. One of those cards that like Cass used to play all the time, but nowadays like not so much.
Just Cass. I recall even Swarm Lilith playing the card because it was just so standalone good.
Yeah.
My strategy for this game is I hand dump, and because I have Calligrapher, I don't care about hand dumping.
Yeah.
What hand dump as an Ox stick can do, of course.
Do you care about EMP this game?
If I do care about it.
Yeah.
Well, both. No, not really. Like, EMP doesn't actually dispel anything. You can't dispel the
creep.
So I think we replace it later on. We're over the beautiful Calligrapher here.
Early spell jammer.
Yeah, I think that the EMP is a replacer. He really can't play anything into my face, because if he does, I can just trade into it with replace the Kali. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with past me. Past me is an idiot.
This is like playing a few years back, and it's just like a professional cast player versus some guy playing Kalius mistakenly.
Kalios flawlessly this game. I take offense to such statements. Casting Blades properly. Only a pro can do that, right?
This is like somebody just played the starting Kalius deck like back in there, like, and he was like,
no, my Thunderhorn is gone. But this is a really good hand. Even
well, the Mage Throne probably will be very handy.
Yeah, and for those of you who have played Mageborn and are real epic gamers, will know that it is really good against Abyssian, because you destroy essentially
like half of their deck.
And especially consuming Rebirth, which he plays with Riftwalker in here. Yeah, that cleans it up.
No discussion, do I hit?
I think I just play the Sentinel here.
I would imagine so as well.
I remember Poncho telling me that he was telling Riv that that's 100% the Neon Sentinel, but the Riv Wrath wouldn't listen. And getting good progress here in my trial as well. Need to play around Riftwalker for the rest of the game, which is like you're playing around airdrop EMP, airdrop immolation. That's most of the trial down, or most of it, at least the early portions of it. I get 1-3-5. I guess that's not too much. Unexpected mind K Tony and Hawks. Yeah, as Mr. Mana said a couple of turns ago, that I played the D-Blades and then moved to avoid having the creep under me. That was 100% correct of him to say.
Still very tricky board for Abyssinian to deal with here. A lot of damage on the board.
Both yes and no. Or you're taking damage, but as Riverwrath, I don't think you're necessarily that worried about dying. Oh, you can't take it out. That's cheating.
Just going face with the Riftwalker as you should.
Well, Mage 1 comes down here, and that turns off his lures, his BBS, his punish.
Incorn case.
Yeah, absolutely. Echoing Shriek. Those sweet cards are gone.
Consuming Rebirth.
Consuming Rebirth is huge here. Because that just lets him absolutely ramp his Riftwalker into insane reaches.
Abyssinian is a kind of funny faction that they don't actually have a lot of expensive spells, and what they have, they're like a 6 or more mana that they actually play. And those are
all the sweet Abyssinian stuff is at 6. You got maybe not so much the spells, but the minions at the very least.
Yeah, and you have some good spells at 6 mana, but not too many.
You have Necrotic.
Yeah, and Betrayal, I think.
Yeah, Betrayal as well. Nether Summoning is 5 though, which is a really cool spell. You play here by Riv to play the Mana Forger. I'm guessing he's doing it for tempo, but the Mana Forger actually eliminates his options of playing 3 mana spells because they're 2 now. Coincidentally, was one of the reasons I did not play Mana Forger in Arcanist and Meltdown League. As I was worried it was going to cock my 3 mana spells into becoming 2 mana spells, and making them unplayable if Mage were never plopped on the board. Here my team is suggesting I should play Face.
I think your team is correct.
But my team is better at playing Ox than me.
Well, if they're going Face, then I will be inclined to agree.
I like this Herald position here. I think I should have moved diagonally one up and then hit it. And get 3 minions with Riftwalkers, because Riverwrath is very good at drawing Riftwalkers this game. This is 4th Riftwalker.
Yeah, that feels bad.
Yeah.
But you were also kind of blocking off your like 2 forward movement there, so that's also a thing.
I think actually Trial comes down here. Oh, there's also that. You really can't play around Riftwalker, like it's too hard. I just have to assume he doesn't have it.
Yeah. I mean, it's airdrop, like how do you play around that?
You can't. It's like playing around in Planar Scout Hole Emulation.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
1 minute less.
Then it bloody well happens. I take like beta kill.
Oh, look carefully at this hand, and you can see the synergy that the beautiful calligrapher gives us here. Right now, every minion I have is weaponized. All of them will deal damage. Riverwrath draws 5 out of 6 Riftwalkers this game. It is absolutely insane.
That's why he's a developer. And you're not.
And that's true. He's got the cheat codes here. Team was very, very...
I mean, I think you have...
Yeah, I'm very good at play. I am the game's best player of Calligrapher. I dare say so. Very, very perceptive in spotting that which is to come here. Because I sure as hell did not spot this. So stupid. I had to sack the Mana Forger or the Mage Sword in order to play Phoenix Fires or 8 Gates.
Alright, yeah. Because... that is true.
As Downburber said, I think that was Mr. Mana who told me to do that.
Wow.
I live with 1 and win via 8 Gates Ox. 8 Gates Ox is the game's best deck. There's no counter to it. Or you die to spells. You have no idea what you're going to die to. That's why Riv needs to take a book from Team GS Valhalla's Ox play, because it's like we both have mastery of spells and minions. Really can't match that.
Yeah, that's yeah. The last turn was really interesting, like you know, the lethal.
And it was a really, really tense game to play. Because it was so even, you were like, oh, is he really going to have another Riftwalker? Oh, and surely did. He had another Riftwalker.
Of course he does. He's a Rift. Like, have you played against him and his Rift?
He did play Miriam, and the point of Miriam is to draw more of your minions. And he succeeded. He is very good.
Alright, so... just to heads up to the chat, we are gonna show this flow series because...
It's 1-1 right now between team
Canada.
Okay, so we're
GS.
Canada and GS Valhalla.
Yeah. Alright, so we're starkly playing Kara versus Poncho Century playing
who figures out Poncho Century's deck first before... I actually told Berkeley to take in some answers into his deck, because I thought Poncho was going to play something different than what he was playing.
I have to say this Accumulonimbus is yeah, very interesting charge.
Yeah, it's in due time, but do you have the option here of either replicanting or celebranting?
I think celebranting is the play.
And you do run the risk of 2-drop on tile and then her sister in the game there. I bet Poncho Mango can figure it out.
That's the Cumulonimbus is still very.
It's still a super, super dangerous card.
It is, but it's 5 mana.
It's 5 mana, and it's just so slow the first activation, but the second and third activation, it's just like an
People
airstrike.
used to run like a mana foragers just because they could get it out faster when it was 4 mana, but still.
Desert Thunder, a good time.
But still, it's just feel like Star Sphere. It just wins you the game faster than Cumulonimbus. So I think there's like a specific reason you have it on the deck, or you're just putting random cards together, which is also an option, but still.
A combination of the two. Like here, for instance, you can clear the 1/4 if you want to. Primus Fist on tile, walk up hit with Celebrant, and then you maul. You can just spam Replicants this turn. Or it's worse, it seems. Is there a way you could also play double Replicants? Not with clearing the Herald, I believe.
Mm.
I think they actually could have played a Replicant at all.
With the Primus Fist, if you Primus Fist there, I would imagine you're going face.
I'm assuming you just straight into the one form. One, because not a hair.
I personally wouldn't, because like just go face. Like 1/4 is like bad.
But now the Herald can't turn into anything and live.
Yeah.
As a 1/4, it could still have made some melee trades, but now it can't. Like it makes sense to go face as well, because ban.
Ra is a very interesting option.
It lets you ramp. At 4 mana, and you can walk on tile and blade.
But still, like if you play Ra, you usually have like bigger minions you're going for.
But there's a way you can filter your Ray out of your deck, so to speak.
Okay, I think I understand what's happening now.
This is a pretty sweet scorn.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, scorn.
Yeah.
100% sure. So we have the debate here if we were going to trade off the Primus Fist and deny them ramping, or if we were going to clear the Golem to deny them Dream Shapering. Well, considering they're replacing the Dream Shaper.
Sonic
doing what?
Strike.
Yeah, Sash doing what Sash does best, hitting things hard. Voth can do that better.
Vitruvian Pride.
Only Vitruvian can have celerity until Songhai gets Bangle.
And then you realize Blast is just worse Phoenix Fire, and then you're like...
Two of your 5 mana spells here. So they'll play one next turn. Question is, of course, what does Vanard tend to do when they're at 5 mana? I guess we're about to find out. It isn't Blood of Air, I can tell you that.
Usually it's like Hellstone, Gravity Well, and BPS.
When it comes to walls, despite what my Discord avatar would indicate, I have absolutely no idea how to place walls.
It's actually super tricky.
Yeah, I just sat silent here and let Starkly figure this one out. Nothing to add. Still really don't have anything to add at this time. Like, you play walls and they explode.
But you need to play them in a very specific way, so it explodes always. Because if you don't,
Something
then it's
today
just...
which I didn't even know. You could play Flash Freeze on a Luminous Charge and it explodes. Had never thought about that before.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever played that against me. Place the replicant, of course, because all replicants are gone from your deck. Oh, Golem, so that Dream Shaper is looking very, very sad in your hand.
Well, you can just like... clean up one of the balls and then...
I think he can use Bluntier here as well to clean stuff up.
No, but you want to play the Accumul Nimbus here.
That's true. That's fair.
Because you want to get the Intensify for the next turn.
I agree. Not really locked into that wall there.
Mm.
Also see like how less powerful walls are when they're not buffed. Because those walls could trade into the replicant where they want to use. Sitting there and being all solemn and sad. That's quite a thing, Mr. Mana. You get a mini immolation. Mana. Mr. Mana was saying in chat that he once played a Bouncer Mentor. And a luminous charge of it. So he could DBS it and kill it and get the AoE from it. Which is really cute.
Yeah. Then you just feel bad as a 1-hour player and you're like, why am I playing Kraken?
Just gave them my best card. Or a fifth of it at the very least. The walls are just 0 mana minions. If not, then
I think they're 1 mana.
Yeah,
they're 1 mana minions, yes.
Yeah, but Bound Tormentor makes them 0. You thought you escaped the walls. But I think Starkly actually places them really, really well here. Because what he did was that the replicant can't make a trade into any of the walls to enable escape for Poncho.
I think Starkly has
you need...
Yeah.
It's always struck me as a little bit of an erratic player on ladder, but he really played well. Here.
I think Starkly has... my feeling is that Starkly has really good 1-hour sense.
Because I always look at how banner lists are built, and I'm like, how exactly are you expecting to play this list? Because they're always they just feel like a haphazard collection of cards put together. They never make any sense to me.
And then you're in this situation playing Sarge out of all things, so you're like...
One's favorite robot waifu. You can just double Bluntier here and escape this prison. You can even afford to play 3 mana Inner Oasis.
That's what you should be doing, because the walls don't matter. What matters is that you figure out a way to kill the enemy before whatever 1-hour nonsense happens.
Yeah. But can see.
Yeah, well, that too.
Poncho not lucky enough to find his Q to filter out his deck. At this point, it's just gonna matter.
Starkly has already played 2 of his luminous charges, so that's...
A third one is quite unlikely.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that Rock Adopter there? Do you have any ideas about what that could be?
I thought it was just to blow up the luminous charges, but now I'm not sure.
I actually don't think the boulder hurls can be used. I think it's only enemies, right?
No,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Target. I think it's any target, right?
I could suicide myself from 9 with Spiral into Boulder Hurl if we need be.
And that's why Ponzo Sentry's team is the correct team. Right, did nothing wrong.
Ray had to pay for false sins by being banned.
Unfortunately, yes.
They're very, very, very afraid of Winter's Wake here.
I will
To clean up these
scared.
Can't reveal that we were not indeed running it, but it would be really, really bad if it happened right now. Spoiling this game hard, I'm getting the feeling of.
Now Werber says that the second blood tier didn't have to die, and well, I'll take your word for it.
Tiers are very dispensable minions. They die by the dozens.
I just don't have the brain power to process this game right now, so...
I'm just a mere Lionor and Songhai player. I don't understand the peculiarities of Vanner and older.
This Sarge list is beyond my capability. It doesn't have enough poop in it.
There was either Rust Crawler. I specifically told him to add it because I thought it was going to run Iris Barrier.
It's kind of funny, we haven't seen like a single artifact from out of Ponzo Sentry, and he's playing Sarge.
There are no artifacts in this list. Even a 4-mana golem that gives you the staff.
Yeah. I have seen previously, like back in the day, people did play Sarge just for the PPS. Like in very niche lists. Because the 4 damage clear was relevant back then.
People play Obdurator rather. It's the same thing except you only get 1 attack.
Yeah. But this was before the new artifacts came out.
Poncho can play Cumulonimbus and then clone Cumulonimbus.
Yeah. I think he wants to play the Cumulonimbus and then Herald.
I think this is very, very close here. Fortunately for us, he just cleans off our board.
Because I think if you're not playing Herald, you probably want to replace it.
I don't know if you want to hear, like... If you play Herald, you don't die to Luminous Scorn.
Yeah.
You are very, very low here as Poncho.
I just think you want to replace it into something more relevant than Heralds.
If you're playing a Q deck, then Herald is like the peak of relevancy in that deck.
I'm not gonna say that you're wrong. Because my IQ doesn't go that far. And I cannot spell Q because that's a very weird word in Finnish language.
I think your Finnish pronunciation of it was beautiful. It's almost as if to look at the Finnish language and said this is the word we're picking for it.
Koroholma.
I think Mr. Mana says here that bar the positioning of that lore master that was lethal there. It's possible. But after a play is going to make a whole lot more sense right now.
If they had like Saber Spine Alpha or something like, yeah.
Oh, the reason why we played Rockadoptera was because it gives you 0 mana spell. And it works very well with Firestarter.
The old Vanner Boogaloo card.
Essentially.
When
and I think we were
it.
we were one off lethal here.
Yeah.
We can't advance because of Cumulonimbus.
it's up to 3, right? Yes.
I think Poncho getting unlucky there with a replacing a golem for a normal golem. No, but this is the last Cumulonimbus, if I'm not mistaken. It's the second last.
Yeah, it's
Really?
he got it from Alcuin, right?
Who really can count here? No one.
No, absolutely
Actually,
no.
me.
He's hitting
Please,
the fire starter here.
I'm assuming he's playing the Herald, so this...
But he can still clean up the board with the things.
Yeah, as Mr. Mana says, this is the third.
Well, I can say the fourth doesn't really matter when it comes to intensify. But I think you could have just like taken save 4 health with there. I'm not sure how relevant that is in this game, but still.
I think the way that Poncho and his team is reasoning is that your damage output is essentially restricted to one card only. And that Starkly is going to win a long-term value race. Like, better overall card value. So going face makes sense in that perspective.
Shots is just overcompensating for the old Cyrix PPS.
Oh yeah, when you got the Rush Mini, that's freaking insane.
Accuracy is a different word back then.
Yeah. Yeah, you can play Primus Fist all day. Fortunately, we miss out on the buff here, but we do get the clean board and develop it.
You get to play snowballs.
We do lesser water balls. As Poncho, you have to just back off, play Golem. I think you even have to body block.
Well, you can still play the Golem up first and see if you draw the something.
But if you don't draw anything, you have to body block here, essentially.
You just hope you drew the monolithic visions.
No, but you do draw Dream Shipper.
You get a second one.
Yeah, this game is suddenly looking a lot better for Poncho. She's way into getting all the cards he needs.
You could just like to sell a front there and then... Oh, there we go. Wow. This is very, as a vanilla player, you're supposed to crush their dreams.
Well, there's not going to be any flawless reflection shenanigans this game. Falls definitely could have been neat targets for that. The reason here in our team is that he has essentially drawn through most of his deck, so having a third Cumulonimbus isn't super unlikely, so we just have to box ourselves in or run away.
Yeah.
Storm that is to come.
I mean, if I were like to be fair, if I were playing Warner in this position, and I was facing off this deck, is whatever this Sarge is playing, and I were like, I'm still down at 8, and I still need to play around things, and I will be seriously questioning myself at that point, and like, but why?
Walls. They did no good.
No.
I think we realized pretty quickly what he was on about. The replicant we realized, or even the shroud we realized what it was doing, or what Team Canada was doing. think that Poncho's drawn all of his Stream Shapers, so there isn't any way that he can refill his hand.
I think my point wasn't like so much realizing what their deck was about, more like why am I in this position in the first place? I could be playing it.
It's because you're playing a 5-mana card that gives you unlimited 2/2s with Rush.
Yeah. True. And then you're playing one of who gets 5/0/1s for 5 mana.
So needs to be very careful here as well, because I don't think there's any other play than just playing a Cumulonimbus and cleaning off this board.
Which probably means you don't have any more lethal in hand.
This is also the last Cumulonimbus in your deck. Your options of having another one is restricted to Lore Master pulling another one during your next turn.
But you can still draw into the Blood Cure lethal, right? No, if you
yeah.
Two of them.
Really keeps track anymore. This has been a super long game.
And that raid game sort of.
He needs the bottom block here. Well, I don't know. Would have preferred maybe keeping it in my hand, but
Doesn't matter, you get another one.
PBS here replaces, I think. That 4/1 trades very beautifully into this 1/4 here.
Crystal Wisp.
We need more mana. We are desperately short of it.
You can never have too much mana. That's a gravity wall, I guess.
Some kind of wall it is.
Luminous
That's the third Luminous Charge. And here Starkle's wall building skills are very, very well put into use. Because Poncho is top ticking.
Yeah.
Also wall. But I think this was super calculated from him.
Yeah. Even with the dispel, there's like no way out.
No, it needs to draw Shroud here. This is the way the world ends. The wall of luminous charges.
Just snowballs when you wanted to be free.
Wherever Poncho steps here, he is dead.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
the
actually
burst
dead.
is in the Sange deck. Well, I guess Primus Fist is a kind of burst.
So is it just playing Koro Holma and trying to cut down the deck down to Accumulonimbus?
That's essentially the idea. He never managed to draw it though. Only running 2 of it, not 3.
Why not play Fireplace or like Star's Fury as well?
I think you're playing 1 Fireblaze Obelisk in this list. Like the issue here is that your deck is just random filler stuff.
Yeah, well, and you're playing Stars.
But I think that's actually fine here, because it lets you trade up many instances. So that means that Team Canada is now behind 1-2 against Hala.
Yep. That was a super long game.
There were 2 Qs in this deck, I believe.
Also, just to let everybody know that the day changed.
They changed.
Yeah, so you get a new Telecast quest. Do you want to see Cass or Pro?
Oh, I think I want to see Brome. No, I want to see Cass. We already saw one Brome today. She saw one Cassiv as well, but this Cassiv is different. Good old Mr. Mana, he doesn't play that many games, so we don't have to scroll forever.
So Mr. Mana facing off Alpha Mango.
It is, of course, Alpha Sentry.
No,
Someone
Alpha Mango.
stole. Oh yeah, my apologies. Alpha Mango. I think that the original Alpha Sentry is taken by someone who is indeed not.
Alpha Sentry.
The name Alpha Sentry is owned by a player who is indeed not Alpha Sentry. I think I got caught up there for a second.
I think there's like a non-Alpha Sentry as well somewhere. It's super weird and complicated.
It's very convoluted, and there's many layers to the Alpha Sentry conspiracies. Here we were debating whether we were playing the Herald or not. We were valuing very much the heal.
I don't see why you wouldn't, because you're gonna ramp up to your...
There's nothing really to ramp up to right now. Like, you could have to 4 mana Deso or 4 mana Teleport guy. So we decided against it. Bonus points if we emote for
But I think the thing is that why I play Azure Herald in that situation is just to get the extra 1 damage. But I just play the Trurium, so I'm just...
I think this isn't necessarily a deck where we're super concerned with pushing damage.
Why it's more just to deal with their 2-drop. Usually.
Yeah, but it's doubtful that they would play it to punish. This seems to be a very tried and true list that Alpha is bringing out.
Yeah.
Much like Draco was playing earlier. And there you see the main star of the show itself.
I'm not sure if I'm like awake enough. Can I take a nap for 1 turn?
Oh, this is very beautiful because we were discussing before they said that they're sending in Alpha, and Mana said, I'm gonna play Wizard is so slow that Doom actually has a chance of beating it. I suggest we play Ox again because it's more or less the same thing. You have just one target for when you get post trial. No Regalia value this turn for the Wizard player.
Or maybe he had it and he was just like,
But he couldn't read. Yeah, but it's better to surprise your opponent. You equip it and then hit, rather than equip it and not hit, because then your opponent can position accordingly. But we were very much expecting Regalia. Remember debating this play as well.
We're gonna play the Desolator? Or, well, apparently replace Desolator.
Oh, we were gonna Melody if we played it. He was tempesting that board 100% of the time. And killing it. Just ping Punisher. We reasoned that we had plenty of removal in hand with Pony and Reaper, so we weren't going to lose the game of using Punish this early.
Are you just then gonna take 1 step back?
I think we are. We can pretty much just corner ourselves and teleport out of it.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like you actually need to do anything for like 15 turns.
No, we need to keep distance because I think Alpha catches on very quick what we're up to. Very few cast lists are this defensive and full of like staying back.
Yeah. So the Silver Tracer is very key here, I guess.
Oh, so say we are indeed already Tracer.
Mage Zorn doesn't seem to be as great as against the Duelyst.
I was like convincing the team to always play Mageborn, but they never listened to my. He can't play Sundrops or Lucents and such.
Sunset seems a bit awkward against Lionar because usually they have more health than attack.
And that's fair. That could very well be a better place here. So sure if we. Oh yeah, now I recall this play. Essentially, what we were doing was we were trying to bait him to move to the corner there, so we could Tracer away.
The big
Well, I give you
play.
one. Yeah. We could just, pig it, but whatever works for him. Rion's claim.
EMP.
The big brain EMP.
Mm.
We're probably reasoning that if they're playing Doom, something down and a 7/7 is okay for that. Second Desolate.
Just like a necrotic here, or just do about anything. Being punished seems very good.
Don't even need to ping. We can just trade the Tezoin.
Yeah.
But I think we just pony here. We can save the ping punish for next turn, and the pony is more conditional removal.
Yeah.
On board.
Against Lionor, I don't think you get the more better targets.
Oh, no, it would be another EP. Be the main target.
Especially against Lizard Pro.
Rome Rome wants to, take it slow, but here it needs to be the aggressor, which is quite awkward for it.
He needs to be dealing damage, but he's not done any single point of damage yet.
So this is indeed a Doom deck. Sticks. If I got hard countered here. Oof, ow, damage. We go from 25 to a lowly 23. Turns, I tell you.
You might turn in one turn. You might die in one turn.
Oh, that's true. It
has happened.
In times loosened. Oh, but this is a fairly easy Reaper turn.
Yeah.
The old school Abyssian players, of course, would remember the ping and creeps actually were of importance. You ping the 1/2, so when it dies,
you need to get the creep going for your Shadow Nova. Obliterate play.
Your late game obliterate.
Yeah.
Score is 2-1, right, in favor of GS Valhalla.
Probably.
I think so, right? Because the first game was Chait versus Steph, and then
yeah,
those 2-1.
It was
I,
like
I can't be
1-1.
bothered to remember games.
1-1. I
It's
have a
just
notepad
1-1.
here.
Guess we'll just cover the games in succession and see where we land.
Yeah, yeah. So it's 1-1. GS Valhalla is leading one right now. Valhalla. 2-1. 1.
2-1.
How does math work?
I think you have a number, and then that number grows or becomes smaller depending on what happens. It's like very arbitrary, but I think that's the basis of it.
Yeah, this is what I've noticed. Like you have like these numbers, and then things happen, and then you lose or win.
We play cards here, we have less mana because they subtract mana. But I cannot be bothered to understand like the process of how they work. Why can't we play a 9-mana spell this turn? I don't understand.
You would imagine if you have like a bigger number, that's better than a smaller number. But
9 mana. I play Doom turn 1. You have 3 turns to win. I think we teleport here away as well.
and you bought the advance, like you should.
I think we run away here. Because like the only way he's winning is if he gets close and personal.
Seems about right.
Next turn we are at 9, so if he presents something that immediately needs answering, we're probably casting Doom. Putting down an Excelsius on board.
I don't think he has like anything in his list that would be like that. So I don't think I've seen people playing Excelsius since ever.
The people played it when it was first released.
And then they were pretty quickly no.
I think you play Peacekeeper if you want to play something. Yeah. There's ample time to play Doom here. There's no point in dabbling with Mageborn and the likes.
Alpha is seeing what's happening.
I think that's a bit of a miss. Yeah. It's ticking. As with the shades.
That's true, non-verber. I totally agree with that.
That's right, we have a chat. Maybe I should keep up with that. What should be shown in the battle log? When you play against Anarchy, that log should really be swamped.
The golden snore emote.
It takes a lot of brain power to play Wanderer, that should be said.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you don't even play Flash, so that's kind of hard. Been playing a Primus Fist as a 3/6. I don't want to live in a world where Primus Shieldmaster is a 3/6.
I thought like a Primus Fist 3/6, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Primus Brothers.
Math and Wanderer, and like, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Immolation here. Fortunately, Mr. Mana is so high here that an Immolation doesn't even scratch the surface of cast.
Well, now you can just like play Mage-Sword.
We were very much debating this in team, whether we were gonna, or it was more like everyone was saying, yeah, Reaper's the better player, but I was like, bruh, Mageborn.
Obviously,
They loosen.
Like Mage-Sword is the best card.
I mean, it is. Like, he can't play Loosened Beams or BBS. Like, I don't even...
What does Bone Reaper do? Nothing.
He does Provoke or some shit.
Yeah. deal 2 damage, like who cares?
Like everybody's just gonna play Zoetic Charm, so the eggs don't die anyway.
I mean, the real issue is that like he's playing like back-to-back losing teams into triple Tempest.
And I must be careful not to use that Lightbender to dispel the Doom count.
You can't, yeah.
I know you can't. It's like when newer players try to dispel artifacts, and they're like, "Oh no, that's a Titan. What a shame." Shout out to these heal tiles. They really put in work here for Alpha. Keeping him healthy and fresh.
Good thing we banned Sunrise Cleric.
You can discuss that ban actually.
I think it makes a lot of sense, personally.
Makes a lot of sense, but like RG and Helinar is a very, 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 very appreciated. He definitely just made it so the Saran couldn't play it, much like Old Beast stages only ran in Songhai. You could have made it so that.
But
Which
like,
is
Sunrise Cleric is really good in it. I think in all liner lists.
yeah, like Strategus is hit really hard with not having access to it.
Yeah.
More
Right,
the loss of Strategus.
Yeah.
The first time ever in Evertime that I think so. Mr. Manus writing history with making Doom work.
I have to say that like seeing that gameplay at like Doom just hard counters Wizard Chrome. Like
It really does.
like there was like nothing Alpha could actually do.
Because Mana was saying that he's 100% bringing Wizard Rome when he's playing the first game.
Yeah.
Any other list, then I think it would just have been over.
It's kind of funny that this for matchup is like GS Valhalla versus Plus Friends versus Canada, because I don't know Canada, but this is the only game GS Valhalla was actually playing.
Yeah, he wasn't too keen on playing as far as I recall. Well, he was keen on playing, but like when you don't have a mic, it's a bit difficult to make your voice heard, I guess.
Yeah.
Get his mic to work.
But just because this is the only game he played, he's gonna get the showroom. Also because
That makes sense.
It's like real people.
I think you're a fan. I think you're a fan of the Blaze sound, aren't you?
I am, and the falses.
As what we call in the business a curve, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Thing here, this hand's perfect.
Unfortunately, he's playing against Charge, so this is like
Obelisk get eaten. Already. Mr. Mana wants to popularize Doom. Well, the problem is for Doom, what happens if you play against a real deck? Kind of. Good time. Debating the replaces here.
You don't replace.
I think you replace Jam. I think you replace Jammer if you intend to play Blaze Sound.
Well, that's fair. I will still keep it because this is probably gonna be like aggressive Circus list, so you're gonna probably run out of cards anyway. So Blaze Sound, Jammer, both will be pretty great.
Those of you in the chat who placed Gauntlet, you will definitely get a flashback to a hashtag Gauntlet moment very soon. Thank Dream Shaper.
Well, this should be pretty easy too.
So what do you think this plays like? If you were GS Valhalla?
I will just Bone Storm, Flame Blood, whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of reasons you want to bonus storm that to deny the potential draw, and you get a minion on board and still 3 help attack. And unless they're playing Blood Tears, which they probably are, well, they're taking 3 to the face. So.
Yeah, I think that's actually happening here.
But if you just play Blazehound, they're just gonna clear it and just like, yeah. And they still
Blazehound is fine.
Yeah. It's okay. But it's just, they have a lot more options next turn then.
Yeah, like you're ahead on board, but it's a freaking lead, but you are indeed ahead on board. We're also smorking really hard here, putting 6 points of face damage turn 1 even.
Yeah.
Just down at 19 and GS is at 22. Oh, sorry, 20. Winning.
Oh, Duelyst, this is exciting.
Yeah, it's aggro Xerix. Dunecasters and Blazehounds.
So I imagine Russia's Curse. Everything less than 5 mana.
Yeah, there are obelisks in this list. Here comes the hashtag gauntlet moment I was referring to. Anytime now.
I'm holding my breath.
It's a very, very beautiful and brave moment. That's really backbreaking.
Yeah.
Rushes, as you say, would be enough here.
I will be pretty okay just like playing Blazehound here and not replacing anything.
Unfortunately, GS doesn't play Rushes in this deck. That's probably the reason for why it was replaced. The options here is you can play Obelisk and Blazehound, or you can just play Falcius and Obelisk.
Either way, your board gets clear, so it doesn't really matter.
You're at the magical point where you don't have Blood of Air yet.
Because you can't play your Obelisk because then it will just be clear. Your Blazehound survives maybe, but does it really matter? If you play Falcius, it just gets sworn up. I've mentioned here, so.
Your Blazehound is pretty much dead if the enemy general takes damage. But like they may be BBS and trade into the Obelisk, and then they don't take any damage. So that doesn't buff them.
The best player here. But I don't have high hopes.
Oh, but I think we kind of gave up this game at this point. I don't think any of us had any real faith in this play.
You're like playing into the frenzy here.
Getting punished by Zephyr.
Yeah. Well, you're getting punished by everything here, but that particularly.
Plays Vitruvi in Iridium scale.
Yeah.
Please, Mrs. Steph, don't play Zephyr on us.
Probably not incorrect.
GS needs to put Crossbones in his aggro Xerix list, I can tell. This is getting outrageous.
I won't say that's a very bad idea, personally. Because, like, if you're waiting for 5 mana to deal with ranged, you're like, yeah.
I think it's a really solid sideboard card, but probably nothing for ladder, unless it's like the 5 people you tend to play that game that day on ladder all has ranged minions, then you can probably take it.
But it deals with the Megazord as well, so. And people have this propensity to play Starhorn. Okay, you're just losing the game now.
Isn't that a missequence? Because you played the Sword Avenger after hitting.
Yep.
Mm.
But still, I think you still have a very good chance, actually.
The Blood Avenger, one of them.
No. Because then it gets double buffed, so no.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't deal him damage, you.
That's the problem with the Acro Syrinx, because all your damage is nippling.
Like, a lot of the damage output is based on getting obelisks down, and we weren't able to get obelisks down. I mean, I guess we got them down, like, turn 2, but ideally you want to drop, like, the 3-mana obelisk as soon as you can.
I disagree on that point, but, yeah. Depends on what kind of list you're running, so...
How does this list run damage? Like, Blood Avenger is 2 damage, Falcius is 2 damage. A lot of it is just too small to be able to significantly kill your opponent here.
I mean, the Falcius should, in my opinion, to be Dragon.
Yeah, but it's only 2 extra damage over a normal hit.
Yeah, but still, because the Dragon gives more potential over Fireplace. And the Blaze Hounds should be, I don't know, something else. But this is like a reminiscent of the old Acro Syrinx that run Blaze Hounds and Obelisk, Falcius, Doomcasters. But that deck only worked when the Falcius was 3 mana, so you could actually deal with their turn 2.
The reason for why we did not play Blood of Erlaster was because we were reasoning that we did not win the game by playing Blood of Air. Essentially, we needed to push damage on board.
I think that's the correct way. Yeah. Because if you Blood of Air, you're just kind of giving up already.
Just playing around Star's Fury here by hugging the wall with that Sworn Avenger.
Do you actually play Star's Fury here in your list?
I don't think it really does.
It's unfortunate.
5 drops is Gust and Blood of Air. But this is very, very, very cautious from Steph. It's actually kind of low here.
It makes sense because there's the potential for burst if he doesn't clean up the buffers.
Herald just makes it impossible with his hand. The burst in your hand as it stands right now is there's just not enough burst in his hand to make a lethal a possibility.
Yeah.
Saimara here is okay, should the list run it, but
no, Aimara would be too slow. I would imagine it just get Blood of Earth.
Yeah, that's fair. Attack back, and then your infinite attack back line, Sword Avengers just kills you.
I think the only card that saves you is Circle of Desiccation.
Yeah, you need to get some more mana first, though. No, but Sword Avengers are really funny in that way. Kind of have like 2 or 3 turns before they just absolutely kill you from across the board.
Yeah.
But right now, you kill off the one with higher attack.
Yeah, I have to say, like, this Syrinx list is not to say anything bad about it, but it's just running into the same pitfalls people seem to fall into when they think Acro Syrinx, because this is actually not Acro, this is more control Syrinx, in my opinion.
I think you run, for starters, you try to run more rush things. Like I think what you're saying is that it is very controlling the board.
Yeah. Like false use is
And
a
once you don't control the
card.
board, there's no damage in this hand, as you can see. You look at other successful aggro decks, and you have had Badessi Spikes, and you have Riva with inner focus and blades, and you have 8 gate stacks and whatever.
Yeah.
Have that raw damage output, which could possibly have won the game.
Yeah. But there's still a chance. I like you're playing against Charge. It's really hard right now.
You believe in us more than we believe in ourselves when we're playing this game.
No, but seriously, but there's still a chance because like you have the damage output.
Without Raucous or Star's Fury, like Bloodiver is too expensive to start the like.
Well, Star's Fury will just win you the game here.
Yeah, but there are no Star's Furies in this deck. Swords of Rush minion.
But you still have like
Bone Swarm.
That's
There it came.
But that yeah, no.
Tempest, but worse.
Well, you lost the game. Sorry. But I think before the Elite Tigers happened, I think you had still a pretty good chance with winning the game.
There was a theoretical chance, I guess.
No, I think like a significant chance. Like because you're playing against Sarge, so what cards does he run?
Fear.
So you can just pull over the Sworn Avenger and you're back in the game. And you still have like false use 5 damage. Is it 5 damage, right? No, 4 damage.
There's like no way Blood of Air. Let's just back away from the situation.
No, you're dead.
Yeah, we're dead on board.
Yeah. 3 range minions, yes, that's actually cheating against the Truly.
This is very Gauntlet-esque.
Yeah.
They dropped a turn to Sworn Avenger and they won the game.
Yeah. Unfortunate. I was hoping for more.
No justice was done to Agrazeric today.
No.
We will have to work on that when we play Canada. Surely we will churn out a good list for that.
Surely not.
Hey. It's like when an old person would Google, "Oh, I want to find a Fae game." I just put Fae in the search bar.
Give me Fae. Yeah, sorry.
Play the young Silithor that game. I think I know that card.
Yeah. I'll give you the best acro list you will never see. I'll Google acro, you'll get it. I'll put all the acro in
it. Google aggro lists. Aggro deck 2019.
Alright, so I'm trying to find the game. So, actually we could, because this is gonna be the last game, so we do have some stats. So, do you have any things that pop out into your mind right now?
My mind or the chat's mind?
Both.
Well, it's like almost 3 o'clock where I live, but it's like almost 2 o'clock when you live, so I wouldn't mind if this were the last match, actually.
Yeah, this is the last match, but I put the...
That's fantastic.
Statistics.
We don't get to show with
stream, so...
My game, where they played Vespers against Mirrormeld, but that's... Sash won a game. I don't believe Sash wins games. That's...
Yeah. Isn't this the last game of your set?
I believe not. I believe that was 3-2, so there's 2 or 3 games left.
Really?
I can go to match reporting and see.
Okay, I must have done a thing I popped wrong, but it's okay.
Oh, there's 2. There's this one and one more.
Okay. Can we do that one more?
We can showcase the entire thing.
Excellent.
We're this far in. There's no point in doing something half-assed.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Oh
Statistics.
yeah, this game. Jesus Christ, this was stupid. I don't know. Chait was coming up with these lists, and they were like so unorthodox. Seraphim.
Go
Yeah.
Seraphim. Is this
That's it.
is this like the classical Fae where you just like
Flawless?
you
I
want the
don't think
Seraphim
we played flawless. Not sure.
blood there? Okay.
Shade has a. It's unfair. Like Alpha has 9 of them. He should share the tournament ribbons for us players who don't have them.
I didn't even know there were like 9 tournaments played, but it's okay.
Oh, but they were like Duelyst melee, and there's been a bunch of team wars and such.
Well, you didn't get
Think-
ribbons from the Team Wars, did you?
I think you do if you win.
Well, you didn't. Okay, I don't know. I never played tournaments, so
If anyone in the chat knows if you get tournament ribbons for playing in Team Wars, please help us. We have no idea. Exceeds our knowledge.
yeah.
This
the last winners that
this is so epic. This is so epic. This is a play I can support. I think it's 100% correct. It's brave and bold. You flash in Kron. You have no regrets.
I'm totally behind that play, actually. Yes. Like you wanna flash Quorum, like always.
This is a minion cost 25. This is so dumb. You can never cast this minion.
But we
Fine
agree,
flaw.
like if it's bigger number, then it's better.
Yeah, it's a control card. You play it late game. Spend 23 turns waiting to get to 25 mana. And then you can play your 12/12 provoke minion.
But big
Got the-
numbers.
It's got the same attack stat as Pado, so you know it's good.
Absolutely. Battle wins games, so this must win double the games.
We decided to keep our 25 drop. The plan here was, if we don't take damage, we don't die. But if we take damage, we can play Blood Torah. So either way we win, we have our strategy set out. Expecting to be able to play this Blood Torah in no less than 15 turns.
So you're saying if you have 0 health, you can flash both of them out.
Yeah, no problem. We play Eternal Heart in this list.
Concealing Shroud. No, wait, that doesn't work that way.
Playing cards is-
Yeah.
Just cheating. 17, we're like halfway there almost.
We can maybe play this card.
I think we were like telling Che to please replace one of the Blood Torahs. And he was like, no, we can soon play it. It's fantastic for tempo.
Tempo.
See, he's replacing the Scorn Torah.
I don't need to keep my Tempo Taurus for the turn 17.
Yeah, we're taking damage. We're winning this game.
So do you score here or do you just play Thunderhorn?
We Thunderhorn. Like, the ping isn't significant. I mean, I guess we can play Torah earlier with ping. If only Warbird dealt damage to your own general, then it would be OP.
After your 12, 25 drop minions and keep losing, someone who is good at the economy help me.
I see noun verber is a man of Twitter culture.
Yeah, these are fair questions, I have to say.
Should be a card that like lets you combine the mana cost of everything, like deal 1 damage for each mana, and you would have like 2 25 drops, so you would deal 50 damage.
And then you're like, yeah, that sounds like, yeah, like, why don't we make a trial out of that?
The player with the highest cost hand wins. We don't even care about the cards. Like, sure, you mill our aspect, but we have 13 drops in our hand. We're gonna do Rango.
The swole. They're ready.
They're really swole. The backline of Decimus, you think we're afraid of that?
Things paradise.
I can't even remember what they were playing this game. It's just fate. It's just a mess.
Why are we playing out Wings of Paradise?
I think we can shroud into Scorn here. I don't recall. Still holding on to double Torah.
But you need to scorn first and then shroud.
Oh, the Torah!
No. Bad play.
We were trying to like bait him into walking into Glacial Fissure here.
And then you're playing up against Alpha.
Like we move down and take tile, I guess. I was at least trying to convince him to try to get the Alpha to play into Glacial Fissure. That's what was one of those cards that you never... Oh yeah, because we chose not to take Center Tile. We were thinking, oh, what if he wants to take Center Tile himself? Like, this feels like a super bait from our perspective.
Yeah. But you need to play the Scorn here, right?
Yeah, I think we play Scorn.
I thought that
Yes.
we for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's like big brain play.
I don't know what Team Canada was thinking when they were playing this game. It's like...
Sorry, we keep going.
Shaking my head. Chase said we had to be tactical. Yeah, his lists are all tactical.
Yeah, we need to feature ourselves.
She died. we can rebuild ourselves. We have the technology. Oh, it lives through the Scorn attack.
No.
As Alpha know, we have the cheat card, Concealing Shroud, allowing us to progress this game multiple turns past its point of... Or does he?
I have to say, I think I would have preferred the Dishur play.
Grandmaster expects nothing. But here we were very much debating whether we were gonna Fissure, then Concealing Shroud.
Yeah.
The replacer
That's the only time you're ever gonna Fissure anything, so.
The problem is we hard lose the Dispel, but I think we're either way.
Oh, that's, yeah, well, you don't have the mana, but anyway.
Oh, well,
You have the Sympathy combo.
Sympathy?
Yeah, he plays this deck all the time.
I lost to a bunch of Wanderer players on ladder who was playing this combination against me. It's really fun dying to 7/7 Wanderers who just can attack multiple times. It's just one card in your deck. Sadly, we went the coward's route and chose not to shoot ourselves in the head for 8 damage.
For shame.
It's kind of cringe. Even take tile here? I can't recollect.
I think you're gonna have to. If you like playing this game.
I was trying to convince Chait that we would move to back and hit. Alpha to be on our side of the field. Because Spirit of the Wild only works on your opponent's side of the field. So if we would have walked 2 left or 2 back, it might have forced Alpha onto this side. That he would be forced to into
Geometry, this is the last week of the groups.
It's the last week of the regular season. All this damage he has on board. All this stands in his way. Yeah, stupid 2-mana card. But when you're playing against Concealing Shroud lists, it's really infuriating.
Cool. Wow.
Seto Kaiba comes down.
I haven't seen that card in a while. I tried running a Sirix replace list, but it didn't work. But I tried.
Impossible to get the Blood Tora combo off here. If we would have Glacial Fished ourselves, that would have been a very, very clear telegraph.
You should have said oops afterwards, and then he no.
I think we have lethal with Thunderhorn into.
Yeah. You can just
take
the Wisp as well. So. Right?
It's an easy lethal, but you can make it something more than just an easy lethal. We only need 1 damage, so to speak.
Canada. Foiled again.
It's 4-2, right?
Yeah. So, what's the next game? You know.
It's me against, I think, Alpha Mango. Super certain. Alpha Mango, yeah. I think from Alpha Mango's perspective, not mine. I think mine is super interesting to watch. I think his would be more exciting.
Okay. Yeah. I put on the stream the stats for the latest stats I fished out from somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So they're probably not totally up to date, but
but that's Alpha's fault for not keeping this list updated. Shaking my damn head. But it seems like the list have actually stabilized quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like most factions, Harbor present.
I mean the big
Van or the Trail.
Yeah. Like even Starhorn is like pulling hands with the 50, even though he's like the most popular.
Starhorn is a good general in this format. I don't know what you're on about. I think he's brave and bold.
Yeah.
Like bro with hard struggling here. He's...
How is a month ago? Okay. Okay. Alpha doesn't play games, right?
That's a good thing sometimes. also means you don't have to play good players on ladder when you do inevitably ladder. So do you see what this list is?
Yeah. Yeah. What is this list?
We need some thinking-based emojis in the chat here. I'm curious that you would replace the crystal. No, what is it called? I don't remember what it's called right now. But nothing.
Okay, so yeah. Do you know what's the biggest crime in this game?
Wait.
I think the Bone Shield barrier spawns Vespers.
Okay. Why do you think that's a crime?
Because Frostfire. Because
Fire?
like Vespers and Frostfires, and you lose because your obelisks die to them. And you cannot get rid of them.
Yeah. You can play that glacial elemental. I have an awkward hand here for Alpha Mango. Not really too much going on.
I think you're pretty okay just playing the Bone Shield and then Hailstone in there.
I think you're Hailstone that thing.
Yeah. Not sure why you don't play Bone Shield though.
Guessing because you want the payoff cards for it. I think glacial elemental. This is fair to assume that Reva can't answer a bunch of walls, but it's kind of a slow play.
Yeah.
Reva isn't a slow deck most of the time.
Exactly, Mr. Mana. Bone Shield barrier and Frostfire turn 1. That's.
You can even see some players pulling Goodwill and then Cryonic Potential, and that's quite nasty. How big would a Bone Shield barrier be if you Frostfire it? Would be a...
I think it would be like a 3, 5.
Tom Alvin. This plays like guessing he was worried about it getting backstabbed, but
Yeah.
does he know that Scroll Bennett is a very balanced card?
Mist Dragon still coming.
Miss Dragon Steel's lesser brother or bigger brother, depending on how you see it, maybe.
Mr. Mana, I think Alpha really wanted to put those things down, but I don't like.
I think that absolutely was correct to play the 4-mana spell that gives you Wintertide.
Yeah.
Don't think you pass your turn by just buffing with a 2-mana spell.
I think he was just like playing around the backstep here. Yeah.
To no avail.
What?
Meld. I was gambling here. Odds were in my favor that the spawn would be good. We have juxted it in somehow to make it work.
What? You did just not do that, did you?
Yeah. I pretty much just spawned in a 5-5.
Just so you can chuck it into backstep. Like
I'm gonna miss it. It's a super strong play. I just cloned a 5-5.
Wow.
Alpha is 1 mana short of stunning both of them, actually.
Isn't it the whole row?
But you need to BBS, and that's 5,
true,
and he
yeah,
has
yeah.
only 4.
Hellstone is still pretty good here.
Yeah, that's true. Just at this point.
It gives you some way back into this game. Because you were pretty screwed right now with that 5/5 thingy.
Any miss Dragon Seal, you are pretty toast. Your hope here is that it sticks. And then you can slam Vespers.
Yeah.
Hydrogarma Vesper, I'm curious about that. Or is it just run as like...
It's Animus Blade list. Or something. Something weird.
Like the Hydrogarms, are they actually Vespers?
They are actually Vespers.
They are. They're not. I didn't think they were. Oh, that makes sense. He's playing them.
I've been hovering over them all that came along because I've been confused.
I haven't been paying attention, as one has noticed.
What
Also, what a balanced card juxtaposition is.
And
So
then we get
back.
like, yeah.
Would you like some backstab with that? But the Vesper player is hard pressed for answers here.
Yeah.
Probably 4 mana spell and BBS. That's probably your best bet here.
Yeah.
And off the 1/1, but you're being backstabbed, so who knows? But this is actually a Tusk Boar Miramel list.
So you mean pagan? Not the crispy kind, but pagan.
The legal kind, not Battle Pando. It's an okay play.
Yeah. There we go.
Display Dried. The Vesper.
I've lost to that at Bone Shield Barrier quite a few times.
There's no way. They can't move their walls.
That's
Get the
what you
buff,
think.
but they can't move. That's not a Songhai card. Where did that come from?
Good question.
It's the Vesper deck now. We were joking about that. We were playing that we were playing the deck that we were the Vesper deck.
Well, I think you are the best.
We essentially stole our identity from Alpha Mango here. So we made a huge boner now because we will mill all of our Snow Chasers.
Snow Chaser is still the most annoying card in the game.
No. Oh, it didn't clear it. He cleared the backstab when you the game card over the 2/1 do nothing card. That's fair.
Yeah, I think you need to stun that row in particular. But you're still kind of losing to just about anything Songhai does, so. Miss Dragon Seal into a couple of Phoenix Fires and you can toast.
Before Vesperian Might victory.
Yeah. I mean, this is very rough for like if you're playing Kara.
And I think the inevitable is approaching here. I think when Alpha passed turn 2 and just played Frostfire, His reasoning was that we couldn't realistically deal enough damage to kill it. Killing Edge, Killing Edge, Mirabelle juxtaposition. Oh yeah. This line of play. We stole like 2 Hailstone prisons from him.
That's like bacon. Multiplied. I'm gonna see nightmares tonight.
In the end of it all, GS Valhalla wins it. Got 2.
That was a great series.
It really was fun playing it.
Yeah. I mean, this is the kind of like excitement I was hoping for throughout all this season, and you guys delivered.
This was probably like the highlight of DVC so far.
Absolutely.
Because our team, Western Europe, is a bit more try-hard. And we were allowed to let loose, so we played the extremely fun list of Mirror Meld and Ox. At the very least, I did.
Yeah. Just imagine making Mura like accurate, like, you know.
We are going for the banners, and we will surely win them.
For sure. I saw this really great Cifron list just now. But anyway. Yeah. What are you saying?
I don't think I was saying anything, actually.
Good.
Yeah. Well, it was good being able to stream this with you, but I think it's late night, and I think we're gonna sign off.
Yes. That's what
Thank you, everyone. Yes. So thank you, everyone, for showing up, and have a good evening or afternoon or whatever time it is where you are at.
Thanks again for Stoic for coming along, and everybody have a good time and enjoy. And next week we'll be coming back with the playoffs.
Yeah, there's that for those teams fortunate enough to be making them.
Good night and good night.
Good night and good night.